Here are the archetypes for Duskmourn, but these archetypes are for troglodytes. Sure, there are themes of enchantments, tapping your own creatures for survival, and delirium graveyard decks, but ultimately, every archetype's trying to do the same thing: build the board and fill the graveyard. A perfect example of this is Manifest Red, where we look at the top 2 cards of a library, put 1 card in graveyard, and the other face down as a 2/2. Even archetypes that build the board with enchantments also utilize the graveyard, because having enchantments in graveyard helps with delirium. So the only question you have to decide is, are you going to bust a nut early with a 2-color aggro deck, playing threats early and backing them up with removal, or are you going to bust a nut later on with a 3-color deck packed full of rares, using removal early and threats later on? Going 3 colors is easier than ever, thanks to common dual lands that can potentially enter untapped, but at the same time, aggro is also at its best, particularly red-white. A good aggro deck is nearly unbeatable if left unanswered, but if they can't close out games fast enough, there are some really strong cards that can stabilize the board. Red has great removal, fast threats, and even some late game stuff, whereas blue, even though we have some of the best limited blue cards ever, blue is really lacking in early game interaction. But sometimes you don't really have a choice in colors, but if one player drafts 3 colors, and the other drafts aggro, both can have a very efficient deck.